All right, guys, I had to come back in for part two because I got cut off. But let me continue. But make sure that the career field you pick in the armed forces that it has a civilian equivalent. You know what I'm saying? See to it. Don't take anything for granted. Okay. Don't choose blindly. And I'm telling you, don't choose blindly because this is an obligation and a commitment that once you swear in and you sign that dotted line, you cannot go back on it. If you try to go back on it, oh, you can best believe Uncle Sam gonna have smoke for you. You can't be absent without leave. You know what I'm saying? You got to be suited and booted. You know what I'm saying? 24/7. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, you know the deal. You get time off, blah blah blah, etc. etc. But while you are in the military, your behind belongs to Uncle Sam. So understand that, and they have a lot more control over you than they do on the civilian side. But trust me, it's not all bad, guys. It's good. You know what I'm saying? Like anything else is what you make of it. You know what I'm saying? And in the military, believe it or not, a lot of times you'll find you're gonna get a lot of free time off. You know what I'm saying? So and you're constantly getting paid. So trust me, it's overall I would say it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? Use the ASVAB test strategically, so make sure you prepare for the ASVAB test. Score as high as you can in every category, so that gives you the most options to pick from, for the career field that you want. Like I said, if you score 85 or better, you pretty much a guarantee or a lock-in for the career field that you want. So I'm just saying that's just my advice. What else? Let's see. Education and benefits. You know what I'm saying? Strategy. You can't beat free tuition. You can't beat it, guys. And this is one of the few jobs or career fields that's going to pay, for your college tuition. And then when you get out, you have the Montgomery GI Bill. And if you happen to get a disability rating when you get out, you can also use vocational rehabilitation. I've used both programs, and tuition assistance in the military to get my master's degree. So I'm not talking out the side of my neck, I'm talking from experience. You can't beat the free tuition, man. And after that, all you got to do is pay for the books. And as much as college and education costs now, tuition. They pay for your certifications. I'm trying to put you guys up on it. Take advantage, of the career development. The different courses that they offer. And when you're in the military, keep all your certificates. Make a copy of it. Keep all of them. Because when you get out on the outside, if, the job may want to know, do you have any additional certifications or certain type of skills, you got it, in writing. So they can take all of that into account, and that gives you an advantage over someone else with a dynamite resume. I'm putting you guys up on game, man. And understand the promotion system of each branch of service. Know it. I'm not saying you got to be an expert on it, but whatever branch of service you plan on going in, study their promotion system. So that way, I want you to get the best, angle that you can. Get the most out of it. It is what it is, guys. Get yours from Uncle Sam, because if you become his, while he got you, he gonna get the most out of you. So make Uncle Sam pay you while you're in the military, and then plus as a veteran, make him pay you. Make sure he benefits you, because believe you me, he benefiting off of you. When you go in there. Okay. Financial strategy. What I would say, make sure while you're in the military, definitely, or even before, try to put a little something away. Definitely avoid debt. And once you get into the military, start saving and investing immediately. Keep your debt under control. Understand the basic housing allowance, the basic allowance for subsistence, BAS. So that's your food allowance. How much you get. to pay for food, and understand other incentives that you get. You know what I'm saying? Overseas, they call it the overseas housing allowance. You get cost of living allowance. Obviously, you get your BAS. You get payments. You know what I'm saying, for your utilities. You know, all these things. You know what I'm saying but anyway, like I said, that's once you get in, you can work. But the basics, I would say, understand basic housing allowance and understand BAS and certain incentives. You know what I'm saying? Understand it. You know what I'm saying? That's part of your benefits package. You know what I'm saying? So you need to know. Let's see. Mental and physical preparation. Let's say it again for those in the back. Mental and physical preparation. You know, what is basic training for each branch of service really like? You know what I'm saying? How to mentally survive the early years. And when I talk about surviving the early years, you know, a lot of times your first, probably your first 3 years in the military is going to be, you know, adjusting to military lifestyle. Sometimes, you know, being away from your family, the culture shock, you know, and maybe the different roles that the military is expecting you to fulfill and what, you know, they're teaching you. So, you know, them first 3 years, you know what I'm saying, it's basically, you still, you know, kind of early and you still in the probation stage, man. So they're trying to see how you adapt and handle military life. But like anything else, you know, it is what you make of it. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you know, with the military, be on time, or better, be early. You know what I'm saying? Be early. You know, obey orders. You know, when you come into Uncle Sam's military, it ain't your military, it's his. You know, and you have to follow somebody's rules no matter where you go. You know, so if you go in the military, you know, be prepared to follow lawful orders. I'll say it again, lawful orders. You know what I'm saying? And as long as you keep your nose clean in the military and you take advantage, man, I'm telling you, you're going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? Take advantage, you know what I'm saying, of the opportunity to travel, man. Don't just sit here in the United States, you know, when you have the opportunity to travel. Put in, you know what I'm saying, for overseas assignment. Get cultured, you know what I'm saying? You have an opportunity to get cultured and to see different parts of the world and how other people live. You know, learn something. You know, while you're in the military, if they're gonna put the require you to be physically, you know what I'm saying, fit, but take advantage of that. You know, learn those discipline habits. You know, stay up on your physical fitness game. You know, eat healthy, man. I mean, granted, we all get our junk in, you know what I'm saying, but especially for young people, you know what I'm saying, don't slack on your health, man. Ladies and gentlemen, do not slack on your health, and the military holds you accountable because you are expected to take care of government property, which you are once you enlist, you know, but, you know, stay in shape, you know what I'm saying. Granted, we all get our junk food or cheap stuff, you know what I'm saying, but ultimately, do your best to have a fairly healthy diet. You know, trust me, you know, it's going to pay off for you as the years go on. It'll pay off on you. You know, you are what you eat, so you want to make sure you fuel your body right. You know what I'm saying? Feed it right. You know? Let me think. Let's see. Obviously, use the military as a stepping stone. You know, take advantage of what it has because the years go by fast. You know, the years go by fast. I'm telling you. Once you get to 8, you got a decision point. You know what I'm saying? Do I stay in or do I go and continue on to 10? Because once you hit 10, you might as well finish out the next 10, you know, and get you a permanent retirement. You know, and understand something about the military retirement, man. That's a perpetuity. You know how you have an annuity? An annuity pays you out in retirement monthly for a certain period of time, whereas a perpetuity pays you out monthly, you know what I'm saying, till forever, you know, till you become unalive. And that's what the military annuity is, you know, it's a perpetuity. And now they have, what do you call it? Oh my gosh, what is it? TSP, thrift savings plan. So you can also put money into your thrift savings plan, and so when you get out, you can have the thrift savings plan, which I don't think you can't draw on that till you, like, I think maybe 55 or 56, I think. You know what I'm saying? So you still have that going, but after 20 or more, you know what I'm saying, you start drawing on your perpetuity with the military immediately, a month after you retire. So you can't beat that. And depending on when you go in, if you go in at 17, you retire at 37. You get a retirement check at 37. You know what I'm saying? When I went in, when I retired at 40 going on 41, and I was starting, after I retired, like a month later, boom, I was getting my retirement check. So I was young, and I could move on to a second career or start a business. So these are different options that you have, or go to school. I went to school while I was in the military, but then I used my GI Bill. And so when I was in the GI Bill, they offered, when I finished in the military, retired, the GI Bill offered a housing allowance, so whereas, so you could focus on your studies full time, and you get paid, a housing allowance for your mortgage or your rent. While plus you get your tuition paid for. You see what I'm saying? And if you want to, you can still work a full-time job, or work a side hustle. You understand what I'm saying? And these are different advantages because I paid my dues when I went into the military. This is something to think about, guys. When you're in the military, make sure you plan in increments of 5 and a 10-year exit strategy. You see what I'm saying? Always be ahead of the game. Don't be a day late and a dollar short. Because the military career, like anything else, when your enlistment ends, it's over. It doesn't last, forever. So you want to make the most of your time. Don't waste time. Do not waste time. Take full advantage of it and enjoy your career. Enjoy it. I met a lot of good people in the military that was in the military and all over the world, man. To include in the States. A little bit of time I was in the States, I met some good people. But when I was overseas, I met a lot of good people, man. And the experience I had were life-changing. They impacted my life greatly. They really did. And especially for me being a poor kid, coming out of a broken household, from the projects, man. Low income, coming out of poverty, And granted, like I said, I came out of a broken household, but my dad was definitely in my life. Great dad, But nevertheless, I still came out of a broken household. And when you coming out of whether you come out of a broken household or not, once you turn 18 in America, you got to get it, You ready for adulthood, so you got to do something.